Namaste to one and all. Welcome to my channel. How are you, dear teachers and students? Today's topic is about our curriculum, CBSE's curriculum 22-23. The last year's curriculum itself. I thought to focus on certain specific areas where teachers are having regular complaints or regular queries about it. So here, first of all, the major task here is what are the major parts of a lesson plan or unit plan. Is every lesson plan we have to focus on the topic based lesson plan we are making, and in this lesson plan we can see that first part of the lesson plan is specific learning outcomes. When you are teaching a topic, that topic should have specific outcome. Yes, after teaching this lesson or after teaching this particular chapter or particular topic, particular concept, the student should have attained. That is the outcome, what we are expecting an outcome. For example, in 3rd standard and in social science, there is national flag and national anthem is there. After learning the national flag, they are understanding, realizing what are the importance of 3 colors, and what is the importance of Ashoka Chakra, and during the national anthem what the children should do, what are the procedure a citizen should follow when you listen the national anthem. So that way the outcome should be clear, the specific outcome should be there when you are teaching a topic. That is a specific outcome. Then pedagogical strategies. Yes. What about the pedagogical strategies? Pedagogy means teaching, learning process. So what the teacher is going to do in the class? Most often we know, yes, these days teaching is focusing on the learner center teaching, learner center pedagogical strategy we should follow. So learner center means the teacher is becoming only a facilitator. He is guiding or she is facilitating to teach them. That means that they are having the inherent knowledge, inherent capabilities that should bring out. That is the meaning of education. Education means bringing out. All of them are having some capabilities, abilities that should be brought out. That is the meaning of education, and here in the pedagogical strategy it should be learner centered and the teacher should be a facilitator. So not simply teaching, that the teacher should make an environment, facility to teach different topics. Different topics most often may be having different type of environment, creation of a platform, that is important. So here we are telling you is the pedagogical strategies, these recent 2 years we have seen that here there is a cross curriculum linkages. We can say cross curriculum means you are teaching one subject that is integrated with some other subjects also. So that means that suppose you are learning one topic that is related to another subject, that again is related to another subject. So interlinkage is there or cross linkages, that is written in the curriculum. Cross linkage is there. So the children understanding that, and in real life situation they will understand that, oh, I have studied this, and in social studies I have studied, or in science I have studied, or I have studied in mathematics or the languages, and like that you know that is the importance of the pedagogical changes what happened recently. And another thing is the art education. Art education is also important in our pedagogical strategy. Then another is art integrated learning. Art integrated learning and art integrated project also. And another topic is 21st century skills. 21st century skills I have to explain little more that I will tell you after teaching this one, after explaining this one. You already know I am focusing on this topic for the newcomers, those who are arriving in the CBSE, and the beginners, maybe let them utilize all these things. What are the new concepts? Yes. And pedagogical strategies, then group activities. Anyway, when a classroom is there teaching a lesson or the children learning it, there is group activities are there. Then we can see that experiments are there. Science is concerned experiments, not only science, some other subjects also we can have the experience. Mathematics also we can have experiments. Then social science also we can have experiments. Yes, ask the children to do certain social science lab we can create. That I will explain later on. And hands-on learning. Yes, hands-on learning, practically they are understanding, is this a thing, what I have studied this, or after learning this they are understanding that this is a thing what is written in our textbook. So hands-on learning or experiential learning, experiments in a creative lab or a particular specific situation, they are understanding the experimental experiments. And group discussions, they are having group discussions or debate, they are understanding what should be done, what they have learned from these topics. Then interdisciplinary linkages and infusion of interdisciplinary linkages. I told you there is linkages are there, one is related to another one, and infusion of, what are they? Life skills, values, gender sensitivity. I told you already, life skill, especially we are focusing on the 21st century life skill, which is based on the information technology based, and so that I will explain. And values, we should have certain values, moral values. And we, the teachers and the students or the educators should not give a chance to demoralize the community. You know that we have to inculcate among the students some values, very important. Honesty, isn't it? Respect, then a friendly relation, eco-friendly relation, and so you know that where, and patriotism is voice against violence, like that, non-violence, like that, some values we should create. And fraternity, isn't it? So equality, there's several values we should create, and in the lesson plan we know that what is a value we are teaching them, that also can be written as an objective. Yes. Then gender sensitivity. Gender sensitivity means that we are always talking about the women empowerment. That is, women empowerment, with equal status and power to women as well, along with the men. So gender equality, we talk about this. There is gender sensitivity. When we are teaching a class, when we are taking a topic, it should not make some feelings to the any gender. I am talking about any gender. It should not have a gender specific inferiority complex. Should not be inculcated. Then another one, resource. Yes, resource means that includes ICT also, information and communication technology, ICT. Several resources we have to use, isn't it? And most often we used to say in the lesson plan, that is what are the aids we are using, teaching aids we are using, isn't it? Sometimes flow chart may be using, and some other materials may be using, globe, map, isn't it? Different types of equipments we use, and including information and communication technology, ICT. Then assessment items are measuring the attainment of learning outcomes. Yes, only teaching is not sufficient. After teaching, we should know that what the children have learned, whether they have learned or not. So for the assessment, we should have some technology, some strategy, what is necessary attainments of learning outcomes, how to measure it. So what are the things we used to do? You can ask question, oral question is regularly you ask question, that is very important. If the teacher is asking regularly questions, you know, most often the children will study and come. And not only asking questions only, you can give small punishment also, like imposition. I used to give imposition 3 times imposition. Suppose first day they didn't write the imposition 3 times, of course they will get 6 times the next day. That is the policy I used to follow. Suppose you are asking questions regularly, definitely they will study and come. And this is the teacher's duty to check that whether they have done it or not. That is very important. And that can be done through the peer assessment. Ask the bench wise or some group wise, they will check, and after all we can check, and we can confirm that the child has learned it and or not. Then Feedback is, what is a feedback? Is you are not learned. I have asked you the question, oral questions or test paper or quiz. Both the groups, several groups can be made, and they can make the quiz also. But most of the quiz may not be that much fruitful regarding the learning, the day by day lesson. It may be small test. Ask the children every day ready with the notebook in the morning when you are reaching a morning or the class when starts. So let them write 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. 4 different questions can be given and test it and give again. So like that they can write the answer and cross it and check it, and after all we can. And only the thing is that 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the way can give the questions in the, suppose the bench is they are sitting. 1 question, second question, third question, fourth question, different questions. Because they are sitting together, there is a possibility to see that what the other child is writing. So like that some technique, and again 1, 2, 3, or that way test and give. That's a strategy we should have. That is regarding assessment is very important. So feedback is, this is you are not done. Why it is so? And is feedback and remedial teaching. Suppose you understood that the child is not able to grasp whatever I teach, whatever you teach, then you can take some remedial measures, or ask the child who has learning in a better way, ask the child to teach. Suppose otherwise we can teach, or ask them where you have not picked up. That way some remedial measures also you can plan. Then inclusive practices. Inclusive learning is very important these days. Inclusive practices. There is a possibility that is bright child, weak child, like that we used to categorize. So no need to categorize like that. And whenever you are teaching, include all categories of people, all categories of students. And suppose they are not able to study, that you should make some practices to make them learn that topic. That is, inclusive practices should be adopted. So these inclusive practices will enable the child who is a slow learner or a weak child. I told you no need to say about those words, weak child or like that, but anyway I'm telling you this is a thing, we should not use those type of words, and we should have a strategy how to teach them, like a special inclusive of the practices. Suppose the all children are learning in a rote learning or the other way, you can ask the child to learn in another way, or some simple questions can be given to them, or some other method the teachers should find out according to the topics. When there is a topic variation, it will also change, the strategy will change. So these are the parts of the lesson plan. This should be included in the lesson plan. And I told you, according to the new education policy, the 5 lesson plans are important. Most often when you go through the 5 lesson plans, this will also come into that. Then comes the 21st century skills. I told you in the strategies, the life skills are there. And what are the 21st century skills? 3 skills are there. What are they? Learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. So what about the learning skills? Learning skills. What are the learning skills? Critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. So when you are focusing on the teaching, the 21st century skills are important. Skills can be divided into 3. First one is a learning skill, that is critical thinking. Is the child should understand what is this. They should have a reasoning. And creativity is making it, and they are understanding, or they themselves are finding out how we can do this. Creativity should be there. Then the communication is very important, and because this communication, early literacy communication is important, and early numeracy is also important. That way communication and collaboration. So communication we needed where languages are helpful, and collaboration. One is people themselves or different students are coming together and making, or different subjects making together and understanding, collaboration. Anyway, collaboration is very important. And literacy skills. Yes, here I told you communication. We needed communication. That is, we are listening, then speaking, then reading and writing. So that is connected to languages. So connected to languages, here literacy skills come. That is information literacy, then media literacy and technological literacy. So media literacy, then information literacy, how we are understanding one thing, that is reading. Through the reading we are understanding, we are getting the information. So that is why you know that when earlier itself the child should understand about the languages. So literacy is very important. Writing and understand writing that is meaningfully, writing and reading meaningfully, writing a child, isn't it, meaningfully, that is literacy. And so information literacy, media literacy, and technological literacy. Through this literacy the child is able to understand, that is through newspaper, through TV, through other social medias we are understanding. And third one, technological literacy, also very important. Then coming to the third one, life skills. What are the life skills? Flexibility is according to the circumstances we should adapt, we should change. Then leadership is very important, leadership quality is very important. Then initiative, who will take initiative to this group discussion, that is important. Then productivity and self-awareness, what you are doing, whether it is productive. And at the same time you should understand the self-awareness, what I know, what I don't know, what should be given focus on. So these are the life skills. So this tells that the 21st century skills tells that child should think scientifically, mathematically and artistically. Scientifically, mathematically and artistically to find to face challenges in the real life situation. What about the real situation present? That is about information and technology driven world. That is information technology driven world. The child should face the challenges in the real life situation. After learning different topics, different subjects, the child should think this way, I told you, scientifically, mathematically and artistically. That is why we are including art integration, art education, experiential learning, that is fun. And you know that the child should have a pleasure while he is learning or she is learning. That is how the curriculum has been designed by CBSE. So I hope the beginners, you understood what is the basic things. Anyway, several things are there. Just I told about the lesson plan. Lesson plan should include all these things when you are ending. And they have not given a particular format. Formats we can see, but anyway according to that you can also make the lesson plan. Thank you.